we will go ahead and read this. This gives you some more background, just like all the other notes do, on who this guy is, but you really learn the most from talking to him.
You again? What are you doing in my room?
I'm not the only one that has found you. Have you seen the mob that is gathering in the street?
I'm neither deaf nor blind. By the spheres. Why didn't I leave the city while there was still time?
Because
The
you're
Alliance
greedy.
ambassador is quite unsettled by your commerce, and he is the one who sent me.
Serene. Him again. Ruining my career wasn't enough for him. He's the very reason I had to leave the Alliance. And here I am, playing the part of the potion maker. Me, who was once a respected member of the Academy of Al-Sad.
Dr. Sahin warned me that you were an imposter.
That doesn't surprise me, coming from him. I was a master alchemist. I understand if you don't believe me after all that, but I have a number of documents to prove it. I would still be one if Sahin hadn't set up a chain of machinations to disgrace me.
Why does Sahin bear you such hatred?
I wasn't fortunate enough to oppose certain great minds of the Academy. To criticize their methodology. I saw them inflicting torture on sick prisoners. Making them drink the most vile poisons. To find a remedy to the Malachor they won't hesitate to kill. I could not keep my silence.
It is for an act of courage that you fell from grace and earned Sahin's hatred.
And just as you start to feel somewhat sorry for him, listen to this.
Are you not ashamed to have poisoned those poor souls?
These potions are not harmful. That is to say that they don't contain any harmful ingredients.
At least I
But
don't
you
think
could
they
just
do.
as easily produce real healing potions. So why don't you?
You don't understand. I fled, but I haven't put a stop to my own research. This potion is an attempt to create in those who drink it a resistance to the Malachor.
So you manipulate people to use as experimental fodder. That is completely unethical.
I don't have a choice, but it does not harm them, I assure you.
If this potion were inoffensive, then why wouldn't you drink it when I offered it to you?
I ran tests on myself for such a long time that I ended up becoming intolerant to it. A small sip of this mixture provokes in me now a violent reaction. I mean, the mob would have been furious in any case, but a normal dose, I assure you, is without risk.
Your methods don't seem so different than those of your colleagues.
I don't torture people. And this potion only has side effects in high doses.
I think.
Perhaps, but you're hurting innocents. I cannot let your commerce continue.
So, what are you gonna do with me, sir?
You're under arrest.
I'm sorry, but I don't trust you. I'm going to deliver you to Dr. Sahin.
Sir, I beg you to spare me.
I've heard enough. You're under arrest.
How unjust.
Alright, so we will go back and talk to the Bridge Alliance ambassador.
Your Excellency,
Lord de Sade.
I tracked down your man near the Coin Guard barracks.
Finally. Did you capture him?
Let's just say I put an end
In a manner
to his
of speaking.
activities. His reputation in Serene is forever tarnished. Matters turned out a little more complicated than anticipated. He is hiding in a room in the Coin Guard Tavern.
Why didn't you have him arrested?
Angry citizens have gathered round the building. They have sworn to avenge themselves after discovering his fraud. I decided it better to avoid the mob. But if you wish to capture him alive, I advise you hurry.
Governor Buren will be happy to learn that a legate with great assiduity will soon be joining the island of Tir-Fredi. Thank you for your help, Excellency, and allow me to offer you this modest present for your voyage.
I need to be going. Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lord de Sade.
Alright, that gives us a level and completes that quest. Now that we're done with that, we are going to head down around to the right here, do a bit more exploring. Out of the way, sick person. And if you haven't figured it out yet, the Malachor is what made your mother look like a zombie and is generally some sort of plague that it seems to be affecting everyone that they're trying to cure. So when they talk about the Malachor, that's what they're talking about. Alright, there is nothing back there. See the guys with the plague masks on? Let's see here. This should be... If you walk back here, you'll catch a hint of your cousin.
If you had any idea who I am... Open up, imbeciles! I have a ship to catch!
Do you hear that?
Yes, that's Constantine's voice. It's coming from the upper floor. It sounds as if he's locked up.
And I have a feeling they're expecting company. Be careful. The slightest itchy word to these brutes will have them drawing blades to scratch it.
Negotiation may be the solution. As you say, this breed of brutes won't spit on ransom money.
What a waste. I'd rather sneak around them than give half a coin to these seedy fellows.
Alright, so if you have science, you can head down this ladder, and there is, I believe, a wall here that you can blow up. Right here. So if you have science level 1, you can blow this wall open, and it allows you to go in the building discreetly and save your cousin. If you don't, you can either fight the bad guys or negotiate with them. We will attempt to negotiate with them, but with all things, before you attempt to negotiate with anybody, I would highly suggest that you save your game. Now that we saved our game, we'll pop down in here. You don't have to worry about stealth too much. If you really want to sneak in, you can sneak in behind them right here. Otherwise, if you want to have a conversation with them, you can go up. I've never tried to sneak past them before.
He's making a great deal of noise. We could knock him out or gag him.
Suppose that works. I said I've never really tried to sneak past them before. I've always just talked to them and made it past them. But if you do sneak past them, it's going to open up an option for you like it would if you used science to get in here, where at the end Constantine will suggest killing them all, and if you really want to do that, you can absolutely do that, and it will give you some extra experience. If you negotiate your way past them, you cannot take that option. Alright, we will grab this. We will grab the criminal's key, which will get you into a chest that is upstairs. Actually, I thought the chest was on the first floor. Yeah, it's in here. Right here, and you get the use key option. You can also lockpick it if you have level 1 lockpicking. We'll just use the key, and we'll loot that. You can see that was really beneficial. Ugh, let me in the barrel. Sometimes it's really nice when it will you run at a door and it will automatically open it for you, and other times it can be really annoying when you didn't really mean to leave the room, but it made you walk through the door anyways. Alright, that should be everything down on this floor. We'll head upstairs and go rescue our always in trouble cousin. You need to find a key or lockpick his door, and I believe the key is over here in this office. That should be the key to his cell. This is the door across the room from his cell. Some potions, another chest. That chest has Constantine's belongings in it. They're going to ask you to equip him with those once you rescue him. And you can either use the key again or a lockpick. I don't know why you would need to lockpick this since nobody's in here. You're not really sneaking around anymore.
Well, this has been monumentous, gentlemen, but I have more important things to attend to. An island to govern, treaties to sign, riches to expedite, and a demanding father to impress!
Constantine, it's me!
My dear cousin! Oh, my lucky star! Always there to pull me out of my fires.
I do what I can. We're departing soon. Your father wasn't pleased by your absence this morning.
Have you ever seen him happy about anything when it comes to me? You know what he thinks of me.
He cares about you, I know that. He appointed you governor, didn't he?
He is ridding himself of a source of constant disappointment. Enough said. Today we set sail for adventure.
Alright, we'll go ahead and equip Constantine with that gear that we just picked up.
Do me a courtesy, good cousin.
This old
Now that we stand
embroidered
boldly
doublet.
alongside the brave Kurt, let's give them their
Give him
money's
a
worth.
traveling suit.
They haven't spotted us. We could sneak out of here silently. We have a ship to board.
You've always been the reasonable soul. Don't you think these brutes deserve a punishment?
Yes, without a doubt. But don't you think there are more pressing matters? Kurt,
It is your highness's decision to make. Whatever it is, I shall follow.
Alright, we are going to bust out of here and get some experience.
To my help! And death to the others!
Yeah, death to the others.
Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
Get him, Kurt. Get him.
You're running out of energy! Drink a potion!
Come on. Oh, yeah.
You're running out of energy!
And they've been dealt with. And if you did choose to kill them before you went inside, if you were to loot this guy's body, he also has the key to Constantine's cell. Again, I'm really not sure why you would need that, since it's inside anyways. If you are playing with mouse and keyboard, and you're wondering how I'm picking up everything off the body without clicking take everything, the Q key is what does that. There is nothing in the game, at least there wasn't at release, that gave you any indication as to a way to loot everything from containers or bodies or anything along those lines, even in the menus. But it is the Q key that will do that for you. That was a nice little discovery I made after trying to click every freaking button on the keyboard to figure out what they do when you try to loot, if there was one that would give me the ability to loot everything. Alright, we need to go down here and talk with this merchant that is right up there. So we'll do that after we loot this box. Alright. Getting Constantine first is always a good thing if you can do it, just in case you get into any combat. You can, you have the ability to have an extra person in your party for a little while. As you can see, he's someone else to have the enemies try to shoot and hit with their swords other than you, especially if you're playing as a mage and you really don't want to be turned into a porcupine.
The merchant is there.
Yes, he is. Alright, so, quick recommendation. If you do not have this hat, even if you picked up the merchant's cape, I would save your game right here. Reason being, when you chat with him, there's a charisma check that you want to make, and it's not going to be 100%. So you do have a chance to fail it, and it's just easier to progress through this if you make the charisma check. So save your game before you talk to him.
Good day, good sir. How might I be of service?
You can start by explaining to me why you refuse to honor the orders agreed upon with the guard.
There's been a misunderstanding, sir. Of course we're ready to honor the orders. In fact, I've already had a word with your master-at-arms.
They're asking that we pay again, despite having already paid.
It's just that the price has gone up since. I've nothing to do with it.
This is inadmissible. If you agree on a sum, you need to honor that agreement.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm just an agent. And I'm only obeying orders.
Your master has apparently asked you to demand a second payment for this merchandise.
That's right. He told me that their attendant seemed to be hiding something when he passed the order. And so he must have thought the guard would end up paying in the end, whatever he asked for.
I'll be damned. And I'm the one they've sent to settle the affair.
Sorry, Captain. It's nothing personal. I'm only following orders.
Following orders. Yeah, we hear you. Makes one wonder which one of the two of us is a coin guard.
Why don't we go and solicit other suppliers, Kurt?
When we've already paid for the merchandise? If these thieves agree to reimburse the original payment, it's what we do immediately. And do know, in the future, we won't be shopping with them. Well, I should think not.
This whole story sounds suspicious and stinks of a scandal. You're demanding a second payment but refuse to reimburse the one that was already made.
I'm not the one demanding nor refusing. It's my master.
This stubborn fool is pushing me to madness. You understand now why I'm asking for your help?
Alright, so you've got a couple options here. One, there's that charisma check I was talking to you about. Two, if you're wearing the hat, it says offer a bribe. Don't worry about it. It's not going to come out of your pocket. If you're ever presented in the game with the option to bribe someone, there will be some numbers on this line right here where it says offer a bribe that tells you how much the bribe is and how many coins you currently have, so you can tell whether it's worth that you're gonna whether it's worth it to actually bribe them. In this case, it's not going to cost us anything, so we're just going to use our intuition to get past this.
I'm certain we can come to an unofficial arrangement. You are clearly the apprentice of a demanding master who expects you to follow orders without raising a brow. Life in your shoes can't be easy. Perhaps we could help you take the weight off your feet.
And what would I have to do in exchange? If I give you the merchandise, my master will still demand the price you're supposed to pay me.
Not if you were robbed. By pure chance. I mean, it could happen to anyone. What if the guards leave a little extra bonus in your pocket as you look away? And while you're making yourself busy elsewhere, some of my men break in and collect their merchandise. You'll just have to make a devastated, the dastardly boldness of them face in front of your master, and we're done.
And the bonus will be how much?
Well, you won't be retiring with it.
Oh. All right. Done. I'm with you. As soon as I've received my bonus, my eyes will grow weary-like.
Not just yet. You'll get your bonus afterwards. The guard has already been taken once by your promises.
Well, you can't hold it against me for trying. Very well. Call for your men to come.
You're certainly honoring your new title. Bravo! The quartermaster must be expecting us.
Alright, we'll go deal with these guys. Uh-oh. Somebody got a little wild with their swings.
Things are about to get dicey.
No. Get him.
You're running out of energy. Drink a potion.
Come on, Constantine. Kick him. Alright. Do a bit of looting.
swarm through is your...
Before we leave, we'll come back and see him and do some buying and selling. There
Sir
is
Desade, I presume. It is an honor to make your acquaintance. Captain, you set sail soon. Have you seen to our little business?
Yes, we were finally able to recover your merchandise.
Excellent news. I'm afraid, though, that your mission isn't completely finished, Kurt.
Blast me, I'm a captain, not an errand boy.
The commander was quite explicit.
Very well. What do I need to do?
The merchandise that you obtained needs to be sent to Tier 4D as soon as possible. But the Port Authority formalities for shipping take an eternity to wade through. And we've already lost quite a bit of time with this dishonest merchant.
Are you blatantly asking us to smuggle this merchandise and contraband?
I would never ask you to do such a thing, Your Excellency.
Ah, but you don't mind asking that of Kurt?
Well, now, if he finds an alternative solution that is less, illegal, that would be fine. The method matters not. But this cargo must reach the Isle on the next ship.
Marvelous.
Well then, I await your return with utmost impatience. I'm certain you shall do what's required.
What I was going to say is that there is such a concept of as encumbrance in the game. You can see up at the top middle of the screen there's some coins that say 298 and then a little pound, a little weight icon that says 108 of 200. This is directly related to your vigor statistic. So if you have been putting points into vigor, which is this right, talents, vigor, which is this right here, and every time you put a point into it, you get an extra 100 carrying capacity. So just keep that in mind. For right now, we just got 200, so you don't want to pick up too much. Otherwise, you'll get over-encumbered, and you won't be able to run, which is annoying. So actually, we're going to... I didn't realize we had 100 on us right now.
Pleasure to see you again. Have you seen anything to your liking?
I don't know, but I do want to sell some stuff. Let's see.
Thank you for your
Kurt,
visit.
can you
See you
use... Well, Kurt can use the alchemist rapier, so we're going to give that to him because we're not going to be using it. And what else we got here? We'll give that to Kurt. Constantine is not with you for very long, so we're not going to overly equip him with a bunch of good stuff. It's just not worth it. The soldier's gloves are better for Kurt right now. And boots. Yeah, he's good. Alright.
Welcome. Have you...
Alright, now let's sell some of this crap. We're going to keep this on us because, well, at some point we're going to run into someone else who we need to equip, and we may want to give them that flaming longsword that he's using, so... we'll hold on to it for a while. This rifle is pretty nice, but we can't use it yet because we don't have firearms. It's something that, again, came with that adventurer's pack. We'll get rid of this. We'll get rid of this. This has loot chance on it. Loot chance affects what you get when you open up like chests and boxes and stuff. So that's why it's not bad to have that. The gloves we're wearing are better than these. So we'll get rid of this stuff. Keep these if you have these or you have those thick blacksmith gloves. They're going to eventually outlive their usefulness, but keep them on you because there are times where if you haven't been putting points into craftsmanship, you're going to need to craft something, and having level 1 crafting can be quite nice. And I think that is just about it. Sell the magnificent feathers. And we'll keep everything else as it is. So we're down to 63. That's good enough. Alright, we'll go down and talk to Captain Vasco. thought there was, yeah. So I thought there was a box over here that we could loot. Kurt, you want to get out of... Do you want to move? Thanks. Check around here, see if we missed anything loot-wise. Alright. That. Whoops. I'm gonna go talk to Vasco first before we get into this nonsense.
Lively there, lads and lasses! I promised the merchants and their prince we'd be off before the tide. You, man, carry that properly. That porcelain is worth more than your life. There are some children we'd been best to refuse.
That's why we can't have nice things.
Captain Vasco.
And you are?
I'm de Sardet, the prince's nephew. If all is in order, we will soon be embarking on your boat.
It's a ship, not a boat.
Apologies.
Constantine d'Orsay, future governor of Tir-Fredi. I'm enchanted, Captain. I am eager to board your ship.
Enchanted as well, Your Highness. I hope you enjoy your voyage.
Are you ready? Can we weigh anchor?
We should be able to set sail with the tide, as agreed upon. We're short a crew member. The cabin boy is missing. But have no fear, we will leave without him if he does not present himself before the tide.
Is he an important member of the crew?
We don't need him for sailing or navigation. He's only a cabin boy.
He must have simply had a bit too much to drink in celebrating his departure. Like another I know.
I doubt that. Jonas was never one to fancy drink. And it's been 2 days since last he was seen. No, I fear something bad has happened to him. Might I ask you, if you hear anything, could you report it to me? I would like to set sail with a clear mind.
Alright, we will ask about the cabin boy, and we'll ask about his acquaintances in Serene.
Does the boy know anyone in Serene?
Other than fellow Nauts, you mean? I don't think so, but it's difficult to be sure.
And then we will say, when did you
When
see
did
him
you
last?
see your cabin boy for the last time?
It's been 2 days since I've had any news at all. It wasn't out of the ordinary until this morning. My men have free shore leave when we're at dock. But the day of departure, every able-bodied sailor must be present on the ship.
And then finally you will get the option, once you've asked both of those questions, to ask who his close friends are.
This Jonas, does he have any close friends amongst the crew?
In tradition, we are all members of the same family. But yes, there would be Flavia and Laura.
Might I have a word with them?
As you wish. You'll find them over there, in port.
And the rest we really don't care about.
Be back soon, Captain.
So we're going to head over here and talk with Flavia first, because there's also a disguise in here, and I'll explain that in a second, that we want to pick up. So if we go over here and get in this chest, we will pick up a sailor's coat. If we go into our inventory and look at the sailor's coat, down in the right hand side, because I don't think you can see the mouse cursor right now, you see there's a 9 with a weight next to it, tells you how much it weighs. There's a 14 with coin icons next to it that tell you what it will sell for, what it's worth. And then there's this little standard that's next to it, and it is a blue flag with gold on the gold icon of something like that, right? So this is the symbol that represents the Naut faction. So if you're ever going into an area where you get a warning that says, hey, if you get caught in this area, you'll get attacked, you can also dress up like one of the opposing faction and move about the area without them getting suspicious. This works a little bit differently depending on where you are in the game. Sometimes I found that it works perfectly as you would expect. Other times it doesn't work at all, and other times it only works when you disguise your entire party as one of that faction. In this case, how we're going to be using it, all we need to do is wear it ourselves, and when we do, we'll be able to move about and not have any trouble. So we'll go ahead and put that on.